What in the world do their farts smell like to them? Who owns cats in here? Who owns cats? I can smell you guys. Wow! Siegfried and Roy over there. At least you didn't pick up a chair. Get back, everybody! I smelled you cat people right away. I have cats. I have 2 now. I never wanted cats. We rescued them. When I say rescue, you probably are thinking like I jumped out of a 3rd-story building while it was on fire with cats in my hand. Didn't happen like that at all. Found them in the front bush. My kids came around the corner. Can we keep them? Can we keep them? You're going to have to talk to your mom. I'm saying no. Dad, you know I raised that fish. Oh. You mean by dropping skin flakes on top of water? Well, I have that lizard. She had a lizard. His name was Mushu. I've raised that lizard. You mean the thing that sits under a rock and waits for crickets just to walk in front of it and eats them? Here's what I love about our cats, though. I've grown to love them, but here's what I don't like, the litter box. Because our cats get in the litter box, I'm telling you what, they're like, hey, do we have enough stuff on the wall? Let's do the Running Man and just shoot that stuff everywhere. They always get on my face in the middle of the night and just start licking my ear. Somebody's like, that's a sign of affection. What's it mean when they turn their butt straight into your face? It's a sign of infection is what I'm thinking. Cats are peculiar. They remind me of like a beautiful lady that walks past you. They just, go like this. And then you go to say hello to them, and they run off. I own dogs. I have 2 dogs, too. We are like Wild Kingdom at our house. 2 dogs. Who owns dogs in the room? Dogs are great, man. Dogs can get away with anything. My dog hasn't brushed his teeth for 12 years. And people come and go, oh, he's a good dog. I'm like, you're definitely good. Here's what I find funny about dogs. The things they do, the things we let them get away with. You'd never let kids get away with the stuff that dogs get away with. Like you wouldn't let your kid out in the backyard rolling around in their own stuff and come back in and lay on the couch. We think our dog's sick. He eats a bunch and then he throws it up. Thought he was bulimic, but then he eats it again, so we don't know what's going on with the dog. I took him to the vet and I'm like, hey, and he goes, well, you're not feeding him human food, are you? Not right away. I mean, we tease him for a long time before we give it to him. What's that? You know what dogs' nose is 10,000 times more powerful than ours? What in the world do their farts smell like to them? I have a Labradoodle. He's big. He looks like Rob Zombie. Big beard. 70 pounds. And we got a little schnauzer, Tootie. Thanks, honey. I'm standing out in the backyard going, come on, Tootie, where are you at? Don't ever buy a dog in the winter. Found out our dog likes to eat frozen dog poop. Very same day I learned that pulling it out of his mouth makes me vomit violently. I'm standing there going, what do you got there, little buddy? That's a turd. What are you doing? He's in the backyard in his Cosby sweater. Why in the world would you take my jello poopy pop and throw it out in the yard? Does anybody in here have no children, just dogs, and you think that they're your children? Anybody? Anybody? Raise your hand if you do. Oh, up here? You do? Okay. Well, I run into people like that on the road, and they're like, we don't have kids, we have dogs, and they're just like kids. No, they're not. You see, I've never sent my kids outside in -4-degree weather to go to the bathroom in the backyard with no socks or shoes on. If you come over to my house and I don't say, don't talk to her for a minute, she might piddle. Never had to do that. I've never put a necklace on my child to keep him from talking to other kids in the neighborhood. Hey, Susie. What in the world? My kids have done some stuff, but I've never taken my kids' head when they've had an accident in the house and they're growing up. Who did that? Go to your room. Dad, what is going on? And when you do that to a dog, you know what the dog's probably thinking? Like, look, dude, I like it a little colder than that. I don't know why you just made me do that. You know I can't pick it up. I don't have thumbs. That's your deal to deal with now. Here's what I'll tell all of you. You may not be a dog owner, maybe you are a dog owner, but here's the one noise. I don't care what is going on. There could be tornado sirens on. There could be an old lady in a wheelchair sitting next to you. You hear this sound? That dog's chicken neck starts going. I'm not kidding. You'll kick an old lady out of a wheelchair. Scoop up an 80-pound dog running around your house looking for hardwood floor. Linoleum. Happened to me in the middle of the night. I jumped in, threw my dog right in the tub. That's my sock. The dog's looking at me like, that thing tastes terrible, man. I'm telling you. Trust me, I know. I ate poop in the backyard earlier today. Let me tell you guys this. If that happens to you, let me tell you this. Wash it down. I forgot to do that. My wife awoke to go to work. Then she awoke me by going, oh my goodness! Somebody threw up in the tub! Yogi did that. Somebody threw up in the sink. I did that. It was pretty gross. I apologize. It's good to be here. A lot of happy people. Unlike the airport when I went through there today. I'm a hypnotist too, so it helps on planes. You don't like the person you're sitting next to and sleep. That's what I do. If they smell real bad, I hypnotize myself. You smell like Skittles. And I'm looking out the window, chasing the rainbow, chasing the rainbow. I always have trouble at the airport. Went through TSA once. They stopped me, pulled my bag over, and said, we need to go through it. Why? Looks like it's disorganized. It's a suitcase, sir. He reached in there, pulled out my peanut butter, set it down, goes, can't take this on the plane. What am I going to smear it on the door hoping somebody's got a peanut allergy? I'm taking this thing down! He said, no, it's a liquid. My cynical mind started thinking, I should have shut myself up. Because I said, oh, is it? Grab a straw and take a drink. Let's see how that works out for you. Then he went and got rubber gloves. I'm like, okay, you can have the peanut butter. I'm out of here. Every time I'm going to fly somewhere, my mom always says, be safe, be safe. Am I supposed to stop by the cockpit on the way? Hey, guys, I know there's a lot of trinkets up here. Let's be safe. My mom wanted me to get there safe. You the peanut butter guy? I am. A lot of younger kids in here. A lot of younger kids. Yeah, good to see you guys. Enjoy your youth. It changes. I have two daughters. They're out in the car waiting, so I got to kind of pick this up. Some of you are like, are they? You can't leave kids in a car anymore. When I was young, my parents left us in there all the time. They go into the grocery store, there'd be a cigarette smoldering in the ashtray. We'll be back in 30 minutes. You want peanut butter? Yeah. Me and my sister in the car, she's smoking the cigarette. The thing's gonna burn down. My kids really aren't like, I have two daughters. Everybody's like, oh, you deserve those. Why? I wasn't mean to girls. I was mean to frogs. But I love kids. Kids don't realize how easy you have it today. You children don't understand how easy you have it. Older folks in the room, do we want to tell them? I'll explain a few things that my daughters, I always tell them that you have it easy. They don't understand. Kind of like when they try to teach me their new math that they're learning at school. I don't understand. Here's why I think kids have it easy. Kids now can get any song they want. You can go on Spotify, you can go on Pandora, you can just listen to any music you want. When I wanted a free song, I had to sit next to a speaker with a tape recorder like this. Remember those days? And you would sit there for 3 weeks because that DJ'd say, yeah, that song's coming on next, buddy. That song never came on next. April Fool's on me. And then everything's on your phone now. Everything's on your phone. Anything you need, a flashlight, GPS. You can find your child with GPS just by locating where they're at. You have that Find a Phone app or 360 or whatever. You know what GPS was when I was growing up? The phone cord. That's how my parents found, where are you at? Where are you at? Yeah, that was GPS back then. Then you get yelled at, Grandma drove over here for 4 miles. The phone was doing this all day, she said, meh, meh, meh. Well, how about getting me a teen line and that wouldn't happen? And what'd she come over for? She came over to tell us Thanksgiving's on Thursday. I think it's been that way since the Pilgrims were here, Mom. But everything's on a phone, and if it breaks down, if your phone breaks down, if somebody's phone breaks down now, all you have to do is turn it off and turn it back on, and it works again, right? Voila. When my stuff broke down, I had to go find a number 2 pencil to rewind my Milli Vanilli tape back into tape. Or you tried to smush your pinky in there and twist that back. Thing would be hanging all out, then he'd get it to play, never played right again. And phones are small. They're very small. You can put 20,000 songs on a phone. Can you imagine telling your friend, hey, bring over 20,000 songs to my house? We're going to need a team lift and a U-Haul truck. I'm telling you that right now. My daughter said, Dad, it's too big. It's too big. My phone's too big. Oh, yeah? I carried around a 77-pound Walkman in my back pocket. Remember that big, huge suitcase? You're walking around like this everywhere. By the end of the song, pants on the ground, pants on the ground. And it took batteries. Your parents would never buy you batteries. Those are way too expensive. They're like $250. So you had to listen to only one side of a tape, and then you'd have to get your batteries cold to work them again, because like halfway through the song, you'd be like, blame it on the rain. And kids are smarter than us now. My 3-year-old nephew can work my iPhone better than I can. But he can't figure out when he's gonna poop his pants. I have seriously thought about going on Shark Tank with an app. Like, I got an app on the phone, you know. They're like, what's your app? Oh, after a child's on a phone for like 30 minutes, a little Muppet pops up and yells, is your poop far? Or near? Works for old people. My dad tried it out. I took my daughters to a concert, and while we were at the concert, I noticed, I don't know why I took them. I just wanted to cry later that night. It sounded like a dolphin just got into the room. If she starts doing this through the crowd and clapping, somebody just throw her a fish. She got it. Were you at the concert that I was at or something? You saw me there just going. As I was there, everybody had this. Everybody had their phones up in the air doing this. But they were facing the other way, and I'm like, what is going on with the phones? So I turned around and looked. They had a picture of a lighter on their phone. Maybe you didn't hear me. A picture of a lighter. When I was 13, I went to a Kiss concert. Yeah. Stole my parents' lighter off their credenza. It was right next to the Davenport. There was a bottle of wool light over here. And I grabbed that lighter and I'm at the concert. Beth, I hear you calling. That's what everybody was doing. And then I put it in my pocket. Yeah. My buddy's like, somebody's smoking in here. Guys, that's leg hair. It just burned off. I'm positive. I'm back walking like this again out of the concert. You can always tell people that are parents in a room. If you go to a room and you can pick out somebody who's a parent right away because you're used to gross things happening. Like if you're at a party and some kid runs up to a guy that's never had kids and he's got a booger hanging out of his nose, the guy's like, get away, buddy, you got a bat hanging out of the cave. Us parents know what to do. Come here, come here, come here. Pick, flick. It doesn't even have to be your kid. You're just helping out. People helping people. The problem is my kids learned to do that. Unbeknownst to me, I got home one night, I'm stepping over Barbie dolls, I'm walking down the hall, I'm like, what's on the wall, Braille? What? That's a booger. I think one of the kids has a cold. We gave our daughter cough syrup once, and actually we gave it to her more than once because we travel a lot, so. Don't act like I'm not the only one that's got them. They get to TSA, and what's your name? Batman. We gave her cough syrup once, and they say weird things. We gave her cough syrup, and after she took it, she goes, Dad, this tastes like Barbie skin. Why do you know that? She goes, sometimes when I get food stuck in my teeth, I use Barbie's fingers to get it out. Who's the idiot that taught you that? Mom. Oh, okay. Another fear factor thing. One day, we're getting ready for school. The kids were. I don't go anymore. But one of my daughters went running by with no pants on. Her other sister did this. I went to her other sister, what's going on? Tara didn't have pants on, Dad. I saw that. I get downstairs, Sherlock Holmes this stuff up. I go, hey, what's going on? Dad, I tooted and water shot out my butt. That is a horrible start to any day. I don't care what it is. I'm like, okay. Were you sitting down when this happened on the toilet? No, Dad, I was wearing those pants right there. What should we do? We're gonna wait for Mom to get home. Maybe she can pick him up with Barbie. I've been married 20 years. I have 2 daughters at home. I don't know anything according to them. My wife always tricks me. She's like, did you notice my haircut? Did you notice my haircut? What am I supposed to say? Yes, no. Looks great. They would do that to you. So I figured out this. I'm a solution guy. So gentlemen, here's what you do. My wife would always say, did you know I got this much cut off? Okay, wow. I'm sorry I didn't notice that. Here's what I did once, just to prove a point. I shaved half my beard off. From the nose over, half of my beard was gone. I sat around the house for 3 hours talking to people. The only person that recognized it was a dog sitting at the door. He kept looking at me weird like. He's the male dog, and I was like, you know we can leave, right? You know we can get out of here. I know you got a car. You took me and got it neutered in it. Let's go. Yeah, I travel a lot. I'm on the road a lot. I always got to find fun things to do on the road. It's always a hard part, like finding things that you don't want to spend a lot of money on. So what I do is I'll get a lawn chair and I'll go to any lake in America or any river and sit on the lawn chair and watch people back into a river and watch their marriages just dissolve. Has anybody ever watched a family of four back a boat into a river? It's always the same. The husband's in the boat trying to start it. The wife is trying to back it down the ramp and it's jackknifing. Straight back, what are you doing? The kids are going, why don't we just go home? Another thing I learned, people text and drive a lot. Texting and driving is very bad. This is not a PSA, but I did actually get into bad car wrecks. Somebody ran into me at 35 mile an hour. A young lady was texting, updating her Facebook page, knocked me into Sillyville for about 6 months. I had a head injury. So when I see people texting, here's what I do now. When I see people texting, I wait for them to get close. I look in the rearview mirror and I tap my brake while I'm still on the gas pedal. And they look up and they freak out. And they come up and try and tell you that you're a terrible driver. Here's what you do if that ever happens. You put a pair of these glasses on. And you know they're still yelling at you. You just look over and go, LOL, funny, right? They don't like it. They don't like it at all. Got some younger people in here, though. Where's like the 21, 25-year-olds at? Yeah. I love listening to you guys talk. I heard a 25-year-old telling a 21-year-old one, man, we went out last night. I was up way too late. I'm not 21 anymore. I heard a 30-year-old conversation once. The guy's like, man, my rib muscles are so sore. What'd you do? We played basketball. Half court? Yeah. I'm 45. I got injured playing Wii Sports recently. Oh, buddy is 55 years old. One day he was doing this. I'm like, what's going on? Tennis. Were you playing? No, we were watching it. Goes back and forth a lot. I'm so sore. And his old friend that's a comic, and one day I went over to his hotel room, and he was walking like this. I go, what's the matter? He goes, sneezed in the shower. You slipped? No, I sneezed. Blew my back out. Pooped in the tub. Luckily, this tub had a door on it. I scooped the poop right out. Hey, you guys, I've been Doug Thompson, and you guys have been fantastic. Thank you very much. Be safe. I love the laugh. Thank you, guys.